family down there. We had us a ball, I tell you. But the Joe Simmons Project, listen, that's the song that you heard. And you heard some excerpts of Pastor Gordon. Well, Joe Simmons is going to be with me tomorrow. We're going to be at the El Shaddai Church in the afternoon at 3:30. I want y'all to come down and meet him. He said he's going to bring some free CDs. Y'all hear that? I said free. And I'm going to bring some CDs of our radio show at 3:30. I want y'all to meet me, all my friends, and want y'all to meet me at 4244 Old York Road. That's Sunday morning, tomorrow. Not morning, afternoon at 3:30. We'll be at the El Shaddai. And the guy that sang that song, he's going to be there. Somebody say he gonna be there. Can you say he gonna be there?
He's gonna be there.
That's right. I want y'all to come out and check out and just encourage him. He's a young minister, beloved brother of the Lord. He is a family man, and he said he's gonna bring some free CDs. Y'all can get that song I've been playing for the last month. The whole CD is all that. If you know someone struggling with addictions or got some issues, you want that CD. I've given the CD to my children. Amen. My grown children. I made sure they put that CD in their hand. Amen. Amen. It's just a word of edification in those songs. He's going to be there with me mixing. I'm the keynote speaker for tomorrow. So come on out Sunday. That's tomorrow at 3:30. The name of the church is El Shaddai. The location, 4244 Old York Road in Philadelphia. I'm going to look for you. Amen. I'm going to have your free CD. Amen. Joe said he coming. He said mixing. Me and Yolanda, we coming. We're going to be there. So we thank God for that. All right, I have my first guest here, Mr. Simon. He is with us today. Mr. Simon, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You got a nice voice, man.
Thank you.
You got that. You ain't come trying to take my job or nothing, are you?
Of course not.
All right. You a poet or a radio announcer? I don't know, because you sound really good.
I'm just whatever the Lord wanted me to be.
All right. You sound like you got some Barry White in him a little bit, Danny. What do you think? You got that Barry White thing going, Sister Audrey?
Yes, sir.
Amen. Hey, listen, we glad to have you as a guest on the show. Introduce yourself in your own way.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank you for, Brother Nixon, for allowing me to have this great opportunity.
God bless you.
Thank you and your wife and all your staff. Everybody was great.
God bless you, man. God bless you. Appreciate that.
I want to shout out to Yolanda McIntosh.
Yolanda Mack, our girl.
Yeah.
She is the bomb.
AKA
She awesome.
Yolanda Mack. She's about the hardest working PR person that I know.
Yeah, she's awesome.
And
she's awesome.
Wonderful. And I want to thank my wife for being here with me.
Bless the Lord.
Me and,
Isn't that sweet?
Oh, yeah, she's sweet.
Isn't that nice? Yeah. Amen.
Yes.
It's a good thing when a man speaks well of his wife, right?
Oh, exactly.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing. When you find a wife,
yeah,
a good thing.
Hey, my wife with me too.
Oh, you got a good thing with you.
I don't want to leave my wife out.
I know that's right.
But listen, you have this book called Poetry by Simon. Wow, I've read some of the poems in here. Do you have a poem in particular that you like?
Well, because of my story, there's a certain poem that I always like to start out with called The Foxhole.
The Foxhole, okay.
Because the reason I read...
yeah, first tell them that you did write a book. I want to just put this out there because we're going right into it. Brother Simon has written 2 books, amen?
Right.
And it's called Poetry by Simon, so he's a poet. And we have another poet that's, she comes on a little later after us. She comes on right after us, Sister Jeanette, and she wrote a book too. Amen.
Oh, okay.
Y'all need to collaborate. She's excellent too.
Yes, maybe I can learn something.
But this is Poetry by Simon. This is the second book that he's bringing out. Volume 2. Right. Go ahead.
I read something somewhere that said every man should concentrate on his blessings. And which every man has many.
Okay.
And not on his misfortune, which every man has some.
Yes.
And that's basically reason I think that God has made writing the catalyst that brought me out of my last, that led me to this book.
Awesome.
Right, because I was diagnosed with PTSD, being a Vietnam veteran.
Okay.
And
They ain't contagious or nothing, because I'm sitting next to you. I mean,
Of course not. No.
PSD, what's it called?
PTSD,
No, I'm just
post-traumatic stress disorder.
I'm just messing. Okay.
And
yeah.
through years of therapy and counseling and much prayer,
Wow.
it led me to writing this book. And in that is where I believe I began to see what my mission was.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah. So
I remember you said in the pre-interview how at one time you couldn't read anything but the Bible. The Lord wouldn't let you couldn't focus, but that Bible you could read.
yeah, that was one of the hardest things when you're the valedictorian of your high school and you've always been considered smart in school.
Wow.
and you depended on all your
Education and your-
education
right.
and being smart, and all of a sudden you can't read, you can't comprehend
Wow.
what you're reading. And what I ended up doing, I would read like one verse,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would go over and over that verse. But I couldn't read the newspaper, couldn't read a book. And the Bible, I was able to read that, and then eventually I was able to start comprehending more and more and more.
And that was the Vietnam War you was in?
Yes.
Vietnam, okay, so good bet. All right, wow, isn't that something?
But it's just amazing that it took so many years before it all took effect to that point in my life.
Wow.
But you keep asking yourself sometimes, why me?
Yeah.
And why not you?
Right, okay.
Because God put this in me back then
Yes.
to bring it up to now.
Awesome.
And
awesome.
so I think my mission is to spread the mission of positive hope and inspiration to people, because how I climbed out of my dark, deep pit
Wow.
was through my writings.
Yeah.
And
So when people find their gifting, when they find their purpose, that's when we begin to live.
exactly.
You have a lot of people out there just existing, and they mean and they evil and they don't smile and they can't even joke, they can't laugh, because I think a lot of them haven't found their calling.
Right.
Amen. They haven't
Exactly.
found what God created. But once you find out what God created you to do,
Exactly.
my God, there's nothing greater than that.
Nothing.
If He called you to
whatsoever.
teach, you need to be teaching somewhere. Amen, somebody. If He called you to preach, you need to be preaching. If He called you to usher, you need to be ushering. If He called you to sing, you need to be singing.
Exactly.
Because this is what God called you to do.
Exactly. And that's why I always say that writing is my purpose, speaking is my passion,
Wow.
and my mission is to bring inspiration and hope to anyone that I meet.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So,
I want to read one of your poems. It's called I'm Love.
okay.
That love is a beautiful feeling, it's true. I found it after searching my whole life through. Love is the answer if you need a heart mender. Love is for real, it's not a pretender. Love is the key to every dreamer's stride, for love is surely wider than wide. Love is such a beautiful feeling. For any topless heart, it becomes a ceiling. Love changes the color of any shade of blue. It is the answer for people like me and you. Love takes the loneliness from the dreary place, and any old scar it can easily erase. Anytime you're sad and really feeling down, love puts a smile over my old frown. When your life's just a big mountain to scale, love makes a heaven of this earthly hell. And when you get into a wall that you can't go around, you can depend on love, it won't let you down. So when you're lonely and love's well overdue, you can depend on me, darling, for I love you. That is beautiful.
Thank you.
You wrote these words?
Yes, sir.
You sure he didn't get
Lord
this,
gave me-
Sister Audrey, he didn't get this from off of TV or something?
No, he didn't.
This is beautiful.
Thank you, sir.
You are a poet. This is beautiful. Now let's hear the one about the foxhole, because I got a lot of old listeners that listen. They want to hear that. Now this is something from your Vietnam experience, because I know foxhole is synonymous with
To
warfare.
war, yeah. And the reason I like to start out with this because it sort of tells the story of a soldier.
Okay.
And oftentimes we know that once they leave the war never leaves them. So the foxhole encompasses a lot of that. So
Okay.
I just want to say that a lot of people don't realize that if you can excuse my vernacular,
Mm-hmm.
freedom ain't free.
Freedom ain't free.
Freedom ain't free because so many soldiers paid so much.
Wow.
Right.
And that's a good reason why we need to get out and vote.
Exactly.
We need to get out and vote, saints. Don't sit home on this election. Get
Don't
out
sit
and
home.
vote.
That's your responsibility. That's your duty.
Amen.
The foxhole. A foxhole, though it may appear small, cramped, and claustrophobic, can contain a whole universe all of its own. There's only one way in and one way out. A peephole existence. Although the intent of the foxhole is to have your back protected by friendly fire, you can never really be sure. When bombs explode and around you and darkness is your only shield, the situation can play many mental tricks on a soldier's mind. As long as one is fighting in battle and the bodies are falling around you like cut weeds, you can react and remain okay. When bullets are zinging through the air and whistling past your head, you fight and cope. While the guns are thundering and the smell of burnt gunpowder smoke is in the air, you utilize your instincts and you find that you are surviving. But it's the silence that frightens. When you hear no sound except the pounding of your heartbeat as it grows louder and louder to a thundering, roaring thump within your chest and in your dry, parched throat. Now that's when the universe of the foxhole comes into play in your mind. That's when one really becomes afraid. Then comes the fight. The real fight, as has happened to too many occasions, is the fight that comes from the enemy within one's own self and not from the enemy without.
Wow, beautiful, the foxhole. Wow, isn't that something?
Thank you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You're a great narrator, man. You got other gifts too. You know.
Thank you, sir.
We need you as part of our team. We want Sister Audrey. We're going to adopt you as part of our team. Amen.
I agree. I accept
You
it.
have a very elegant, rich voice, man.
God be the glory.
To God be the glory.
Amen.
We want to give them a number, Brother Simon, where they can call and get this book. I believe you have 732-986-5690.
Correct.
It's 732-986-5690. And it's a book. It's called Poetry by Simon. It's two books, as a matter of fact. He has volume 1 and volume 2. If you'd like a copy of this book, give him a call. Give him a call, and it's something nice, you know. He gave us a courtesy copy, and he signatured it, so I can read this to my wife at night. I can just,
Exactly.
you know, I have it like behind my back, but she can't see it. I'll be saying the words, you know. She be like, "Oh man, you saying them words?" You know. She won't know it's Poetry by Simon. I thank you for being a guest today, and thank you for being here. I don't want this to be the last time. I kind of feel kind of close to you. I don't know. I thought I knew you when I seen you. It's like a kindred thing going on.
We need to make sure that we continue this situation. And
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Exactly.
Let's do that. And we need your voice on the radio. I got, you know, I got some work for you, because I have in my mind to do some children's storybooks,
Right.
like the David and Goliath and the Jonah story. And I always look for people with voices to read it and offer it to the people for their children, for our children, and to our grandchildren.
Exactly.
You know, as an alternative for the
right.
mess that they are subject to listen to. You know, and our kids are not going to Sunday school. They don't know about David and Goliath. They don't know about Jonah.
Amen.
You know, they know about Star Wars and all that.
Exactly.
So your voice would be a good voice for that. Amen.
Appreciate it. Yes.
Amen. You the man. All right, you heard Simon. Poetry by Simon. He's here with us today. If you want to get in touch with him, he has a phone number, 732-986-5690. Say that number again.
732-986-5690.
Amen. It's mixing in the afternoon.